All right, so I would figure by now most people have seen the record $1.7 billion fine levied against Cummins that the EPA just whacked them with. And, Cummins saying, oh, that's pocket change, we'll find that in a couch, don't worry about us. But I needed some new batteries for this thing because it's been over 7 years on the original batteries, and they were starting to get to the point where it was turning over slightly slower than I liked when it was starting. So I stopped in, and I knew I had an open recall on the stupid lug studs. So I asked them to check it and just see what's, make an appointment for that. And they said, oh, you got 2 of them. I said, really? And yeah, another one's a reflash of the PCM. I was like, oh, goody. So I went home and I checked the mail that I had gotten over the vacation and that I hadn't checked. And sure enough, there was a recall notice from Dodge, Stellantis, or whoever the hell owns this pile these days, for an emissions update. It's got to be pretty important because they said basically if you are in California, you will not be allowed to re-register your, for God's sake, you will not be allowed to re-register your vehicle if you don't get this done. So this has to be related to that. Now, I've found very little information on what exactly they were screwing with. My guess is it's NOx emissions. So I'm expecting this reflash is going to have to do something with the EGR flow, probably increase it to some extent, and most likely jack around with the SCR system and the DEF application. We will see if it makes any difference. I got about 17.7 miles to the gallon on the way to work today, which is normal. And, we'll see if the truck feels any different or acts any different short term anyway. Because this is totally not deleted. It is stock. I mean, I've got a Banks intake on it, but it is an emissions on intake. And all of the factory programming is still there, and all the parts and all that other garbage. So we will see. We're heading to the dealer. I'm gonna go see if they're gonna make an emissions modification to this thing that will make me want to delete it, or at least have go to Mexico and have parts fall off. I would never do anything so illegal. All right, we'll let you know after the fact. Well, we are in the truck after the reflash, and actually they replaced 13 out of the 16 studs in the front. So there were problems with some of the wheel studs. I've never had an issue, but I don't have a lot of miles on this, so that's kind of interesting to me. That was a recall that actually did something. I thought that was kind of stupid, but that one actually did something. All right, we're up to temp. Get out here and send it. Feels pretty good. Really doesn't feel any different. Exhaust brake working fine. No major differences that I can tell. So, I mean, right off the bat, everything feels good. But I think this is the best possible vehicle if they were going to do something that caused a problem or reduced, let's say, responsiveness, torque, or whatever, with the the Aisin transmission and the 410 gears, this thing shifts so badly. It's a tough transmission, but it's a stupid transmission. It doesn't learn. It does what it's programmed to do when it's programmed to do it, and that's it. But with the 410 gears, if this thing would see a loss of torque or anything like that, it's going to be truly horrible on a truck with like 320s. But I can't say anything's wrong with it at the moment. Everything looks pretty good. So, well, hopefully everything's good. We'll keep you posted. They found a couple of oil leaks, front damper seal again, and one of the front covers is leaking. So I may talk to them and see about getting that warranted. Since I got my extended warranty, I might as well use the bloody thing. That saved me about $1,000 and just get that going. And that's a few day job, but that wouldn't be too bad. But anyway, yeah. So I'm back to legal. I'm no longer Cummins spec. Not that legality matters here, because I don't need an emissions inspection, but I like keeping my warranty intact for stuff like that. So, anyway, we'll keep you posted if anything stupid happens, but right now everything looks pretty solid. So, hope you're all having a good day. Talk to you later. Oh, I guess I will reset the fuel before I leave tonight and see what it does on the way home, if there's anything obvious. I mean, that's super short, low data, but what in the world? This truck has two different taillights on it. Interesting. Oh, my tailgate looked like shit, but no, that one's pretty good. But yeah, so we'll check the fuel economy on the way home, and I'll update when I get home. I think they had it idling the whole damn time, because it was at 17.7, now it's at 16.4. We shall see. Alright, well, here we are. We reset the economy as we're leaving work. And we will see what we end up with by the time we get home. I'm going to try to drive about as reasonably as I normally do, so I get an idea of what average could be. And it's a little chilly today. It's about 56, but not bad. It's a little colder this morning and rainy, so I would expect that would have been a bit worse than normal. At 17.7, I would say if I get 17 to 18 on the way home, nothing will be different. If it's significantly lower than 17, then something is different. So we will find out when we get there. Alright, well, we made it. No ill effects, it seems. Got about 17.6 miles to the gallon according to the Liometer on that 50-mile trip, versus about 17.6 or 7 this morning on the 50-mile other trip. The weather was worse this morning, and I was probably going a little faster because I had worse traffic tonight and sat in a few lines. So, yeah, plus it's uphill a little bit in the evening because I'm a higher elevation than at work versus downhill in the morning. And I would say generally it's pretty close. I don't, there's nothing certainly at this point where I can say, yeah, that's way different. We'll see how it goes over the long term, but in general, I don't really see any significant difference. Kind of feels like it's not quite as good as it used to be, but I don't have numbers to back that up. I don't know. Again, we'll see where we end up. So, yeah, I guess if you're in California, you certainly have to get the recall done. But if you're anywhere else, Yeah, I mean, if you got all your emissions on and you need to keep your warranty intact or whatever, you're going to have to do it. Uh, but if you're already deleted, obviously you don't care. I just still, I don't quite see the point of deleting yet. It's good enough as it is. Feels good, so I don't see any major differences. Anyway, all right. I guess that's my review of the latest Cummins inflicted emissions screw up and PCM flash. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I know everybody's going to say I should have deleted it years ago. I just I don't see the point of spending $3,000 or $4,000 to get a suspect tune and then completely void any drivetrain warranty that I have, since I did buy that extended warranty. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The warranty's already paid for itself, given everything that's little small things that have failed, and it's already got a couple of more leaks I'm going to get taken care of under that coming up. So anyway, I hope you're all having a good day. Take care.